up, what's happening? Big K Busy. We back in this thing. We at the top real quick. So we have Joe Budden of the Joe Budden podcast. You know what I'm saying? He denies TDE paid him to support Kendrick Lamar in the against Drake. You know, the whole Drake battle. We've seen Joe Budden being heavily like on Kendrick's side. You know what I'm saying? Now, some of that I did internalize as whatever issue you and Drake do have. Yes, you're doing too much. Yes, Joe Budden is being performative. He's trying to be enticing. Like one of the most epic things, part of the Joe Budden podcast I do remember was the fucking the views rant he had and how entertaining it was. This motherfucker was sweating wife beater. That's why I miss wife beater, Joe. I ain't gonna lie. Listen, I'm happy you're in a better, what's it called, financial situation, but I do miss wife beater, Joe. I do. Hey, he was giving it up a little bit now. He was giving it up. Now, even with that being said, I wouldn't say he was getting paid by TDE because he did big up songs. He did like the AI song. Taylor Made Freestyle. He did like that song. They rated push-ups. I even think Joe kind of bigged up fucking Family Matters. Like, to be fair, I know a lot of niggas forget about it because Kendrick kind of shitted on the rollout of Family Matters. That was a good song. It was. It's just Kendrick shitted on it and then he came back with Not Like Us and kind of like, yeah, it just wiped Family Matters out of discussion. But that was a decent song. I'm not gonna lie to you. With that being said though, I'm not necessarily gonna say now. Potentially TDE could have paid him because at one point it did look like that nigga was doing too much. It looked like it got to the point this nigga wanted Drake's downfall. He hoped for Drake's downfall. He really did. It's like this nigga was really praying for that nigga's downfall. But like I said, we all know they had issues back in the day and this and that and the third. I think I even made a video about it. Like, oh Joey, is that why you mad? Because you tried to collab with Aubrey and he didn't give the collab to you. It was what it was. These niggas been doing back shooting at each other for years. I'm talking about Drake and Joe Budden, not Kendrick. You already know them niggas been shooting at each other. So also with that being said, and it turned out, I forgot what podcast it was, but Joe revealed that, yeah, he's been conversating with Drake. So it's like about the beef or whatever. Maybe Drake will send him like, yo, check this out or whatever have you. So again, it's weird sometimes. Because again, I do generally feel like they have whatever issue them niggas have. I feel like they're more similar than they are. And I feel like a lot of people are like that. Don't get me wrong, there's some OVO stands and niggas that are still fucking with Drake. The Game is a prime example. Like, yeah, I know I'm from Compton. Yeah, I know Kendrick from over here, salute, but Drake's still my man. Like, I fought with him. Shit, Wack One didn't even say, yo, I fought with Drake. So it's like, with that being said, like, he still gets love. That's still the boy. Now, some of that shit was petty. Allegedly him stopping like fucking Schoolboy or whoever else from coming over here to perform. Some of that shit might have been petty. I don't know if Drake did that. It's just allegations at this point. You know, niggas was doing the most. I'm not gonna act like that's happening, but now that we actually have a date for Iceman, like, I feel like at this point a lot of this shit should stop happening. Yes, I know Iceman is dropping May 15th. I could do a video on it. I don't want to. We'll do more speculation videos about who could be on the project. I'm not going to talk about the release date. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I missed my window with that, so it is what it is. By the way, some of my old videos I dropped, I might still let them bitches go because fuck it. But we'll see. Yeah, but it's a conversation piece. He could have been paid them, but also I do realize when Drake did that shit with Party Next Door and Nokia popped off and Drake was doing whatever, what did I miss? And niggas was still fucking with him. And the music, maybe it wasn't going as crazy as it once before, but especially with Nokia, when that shit really turned into a bop, it was like, oh, wait, this nigga is still here. And it was what it was. And I feel like the market, because again, there was like a thing, I'm probably going to talk about it more probably in the Game video I have, because Game made a comment, but with Drake being more quiet, like we really haven't had no hip-hop number ones or whatever at the hell. Even I believe J. Cole's album didn't really do like shit like that. Now we know Drake is an internet darling, or he is a darling in some sorts, regardless of whatever you got going on with Lucien and Universal Music. He is a darling to the masses, and his album is going to do numbers. Shit, the Party collab album did 250 first week. So again, his own separate album spilling off from this whole Kendrick beef and shit. Now maybe, yeah, he should have a single in the streets, but I still think it'll do around 3K. I think he could do like 3K. Now, if it doesn't do at least 3K, now it should do more, but at least over 3. If it doesn't do over 3, then yeah, Universal really ain't fucking with him, and they ain't promoting this shit low key. Even his little thing he did with that, like the ice sculpture, the cubes of ice in that parking lot or whatever it was. I feel like bro already shot a video and he's doing this thing like niggas will check out his shit. And again, I know with Billboard we go off the US charts a lot, but just because we're going off the US charts like he did 250 with the Party Next Door album, overall we don't know what that nigga did. Overall, hey, that nigga could really be seeing some shit. But we just focused on the first week, and that's what that fucks us over. I think that happened to one of A Boogie's albums. He didn't get a good first week, but his album lived on the charts for a while, and the songs were picking up steam after the first week. Sometimes, bro, we can't just go off the first week numbers. But anyways, shit, I can even say it. Sometimes YouTube, the first day you post a video, it might not do well. After that, a day or two after you've seen the views, like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. So anyways, but let's get into it.
Confirms Joe Budden has been compromised by TDE payola. And it's confirmed here because they have Daylight writing a sentence that says this. Drake has Ack as his main promo guy. Dot has Joe Budden. I'm telling you now, start pushing it because we're about to make a super, super wave. Start letting people know this is the next wave of people. So I think it's important, Joe, just for transparency, especially in this conversation, that you own your TDE connections.
When I find that little motherfucker behind that Academics TV page, I got somebody that I'm gonna send to talk to him. I'll tell you that much. God damn it. Just a quick little talk.
About what? Revealing the behind the scenes ongoings of you and rapper.
Snitching?
About health and
Yeah, basically.
About health and wellness. About health and wellness. How
That nigga get a copy of that.
How to stay healthy and well.
They get a copy of that cancer check.
How to stay healthy and well. Yo, I am not being paid by TDE. I have never been paid by TDE. I've never been paid by any artist. I can't be bought. That's what makes me so different from y'all who shake ass for the fucking little. Yeah, we ain't gonna get
Maybe
into
not.
it.
We get a little barter. You know what I mean?
I get calls
I cash.
every week from record labels offering to pay me a lot of money to talk about shit that I don't care about or probably just want to talk about for free, but in my own way that I want to talk about it. Don't pay me to big some shit up that I'm not going to big up. So I'm not going. No, paying me is a mistake.
You ever got the call to not talk about something? That's the threat.
For money, no.
That's the threat. That ain't the call.
That's the health and wellness talk.
Health and wellness. Health and wellness.
Hey, big dog. The reverse smile.
Yeah, but no. I didn't think that Daylight was saying I had been paid, but I understand what he was trying.
He's saying he's cool with them. I take it.
He's saying that my reporting is favorable to TDE.
Yeah.
And it has been while he was fucking kicking ass.
Right. He's doing favorable shit. Right.
Yeah. Truth of the matter, I wanted to see all three of the big three fail a little bit. Kendrick just didn't at the end.
Yeah, he went up.
He went up. Yeah. I'd like to see him all peg down a notch and get some humble pie.
Obviously, the
Peg down a notch.
Yeah, it didn't work at all. No. And I called it before the battle. I said, after this battle, somebody's going to make us look at somebody different.
You said that.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was going to hit the 2-for-1 special on it and make us look at both these niggas different. But that's water under the bridge for me. If this Drake shit come out and it's sounding like what we know it has the potential to sound like, I'm going to be the first one to come in here and big that nigga up on his process and overcoming hardship with one of the tougher years to have in hip-hop.
Although Joe Budden has had beef with Drake in the past, he said neither TDE, Kendrick Lamar, nor any other artist has paid him. So Joe recently took to his podcast to address his thoughts on Iceman, the upcoming album by Drake, and his rollout. However, during a recent episode of the show, he also had to address recent social media rumors that he received payment from TDE, Top Dog Entertainment, to support Kendrick Lamar in the 2024 battle with Drake. I can't believe it's already been 2 years since that happened, bro. That is insane. Daylight suggested that the Sixth God has DJ Academics as the main promo guy, whereas Kendrick has Joe Budden. Well, I would say fucking Drake has OVO Ma and OVO Academics. Anyways, so what does Daylight say? I'm not being paid by TDE, he said, or I guess this is what Joe said after Daylight made the comment. I'm not being paid by TDE. I have never been paid by TDE. I've never been paid by any artist. I can't be bought. That's what makes me so different from y'all who shake ass for the effing people. I get calls every week from record labels, sorry, I can't talk today, offering to pay me a lot of money to talk about ish that I don't care about or probably just want to talk about for free, but in my own way that I want to talk about it. Don't pay me to be don't pay me to too big some ish up and not gonna big up. So don't pay me to big up something that I don't really care about. Basically, that's what he's saying. I don't know what this quote was. Paying me is a mistake for money. He hasn't gotten a call to talk about something. Anyways, I didn't think that Daylight was saying I had been paid. Joe Budden continued concerning Drake and Kendrick Lamar. But I understand what he was trying to say. He's saying that my reporting is favorable to TDE, and it has been while Kendrick was effing kicking ass. Truth of the matter, I want to see all three of the big three fail a little bit. He concludes, nigga, Joe Budden, respectfully, you saying all this hoopla. Nigga, you had an issue with Drake. I don't know exactly where that shit stems from. Y'all niggas have beefed in the past and even recently. Like, again, I'm not going to say a bit of you didn't feel happy that nigga was going through that shit. But maybe now you realize, be like, oh, the summer kind of trash, or summer's dead. I'm pretty sure a lot of niggas realize, oh, this nigga, like, yeah, maybe the quality of music or what he was putting out in the beginning of his career you liked more. But like, bro, this nigga is still him. He's still amazing. We want music from this guy. You know what I'm saying? He could still do a little something. Maybe he's not getting the meteoric rise he was getting before around views and all that shit. But even still, like I always sit here and say, Her Loss, I enjoyed that project. A lot of niggas don't talk about that project. I enjoyed Her Loss. You could say it was a 21 and Drake collab album. It was a lot of Drake on that. It was. Where was I? Kendrick just didn't at the end. He went up. I like to see them all pegged down a notch. And also, is this because of your career, you feeling like you are a very good art rapper, if you will, and these guys who maybe you think rap-wise, now song-wise, yes, they can make better songs than Joe Budden, respectfully, but maybe like skill-wise, they are not in the same realm as you getting all this commercial success. Maybe you're a little envious and jealous of that. And maybe that's what it was. And like I said, regardless how Joe tries to spin this, you and Drake been had your little beef. So regardless, it's going to look like you hate that nigga. Yeah. Again, because some of that time you was talking your shit, it sounded like there was a lot of vitriol on that bitch. I ain't going to lie. Get some humble pie. It didn't work. It didn't work at all. And I recall it before the battle. I said after this battle, somebody's going to make us look at somebody different. I didn't know he was going to hit the 2-for-1 special on it and make both of these N-words different. But that's water under the bridge for me. If this Drake-ish Iceman comes out and it's sounding like what we know it has the potential to sound like, I'm going to be the first one to come in here and big that ish up on his process and overcoming hardship with one of the toughest years to have in hip hop. Okay, hey, we'll see, my nigga. We will see. No shade to Joe, but I can see why people would think like that nigga was paying you. The way you're recovering that shit, like, yeah, I can see it. Now, and again, you could say you were being honest and real and shit. I don't want you to fake it. But it does look away. I feel like sometimes as individuals, you got to take a step outside of yourself and look at it. Like, it did look away sometimes. It did look like you didn't like that nigga. You had vitriol. You could sit here and say, oh, it's performative all you want. It did look like you didn't like that nigga. And sometimes it looked like you was being a little biased. It did. It did. But again, we'll see where this goes. That's really all I got to say about this. What do y'all think? Y'all already know what it is. It's your friendly neighborhood K.A. signing off for today. The Black TJ Dead Wilder doing this thing. My name ring bells like Quasimodo. Hit like, subscribe, and hype. You try to hit a little bit more, you heard me. And I'm gone. Slimes on P-Shot L's gang. Aye.